Did you ever work with Chris Benoit, and what did you think about his ring work?
Chris Benoit was one of the best there was, without a doubt. Uh, that story is so sad for so many different reasons,
Yes.
and it's very ugly. I don't know what happened. Nobody knows what happened. But the Chris Benoit I knew, the one that I had talks with and was around, was a sweet, good, great wrestler, good man. When that shit went down, I was in such a shock.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was trying to think of some way what happened, who else was there,
Right. And the
God,
speculation, because of that impression of Chris Benoit that everybody had, the speculation was like, well, it had to be murder. There's like no other, like somebody broke into the house and killed him.
And murder. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought for sure. And then to come out like it did, we don't really know, do we?
Right.
So
everybody thinks that they've got a pretty good idea how it went down, and it's awful no matter how you slice it. But
oh my God.
But geez, it's I would assume because of your relationship with Kevin Sullivan that you knew Nancy pretty well too, right?
Yeah, man. I knew Nancy very well. It was a horrible thing that went down, man.
Gosh, just such a tragedy. And a lot of people have a hard time watching Chris Benoit's matches to this day because of what happened. I know that me personally, I can kind of separate it and say like, man, he's a hell of a worker, and watch those matches and enjoy them. I will say though, when he gives that flying headbutt with what we know about CTE and the condition of his brain, it's like, oh man, that's hard to watch.
Yeah, that's what did it, bro. His brain was fucking scrambled.
Yes. And, we see those movies about CT or documentaries about it and just how traumatic it can be. And it's, man, that shit is frightening, especially for guys like you and all the other veterans who, had countless concussions.
Damn right, man. I mean, I went and did the test and stuff, and we figured out that I had at least 3 concussions a year.
Wow.
That's bad. That's real bad, considering that I wrestled for 30 years.
Yes.
That's 90 concussions.
My God.
So what's my brain look like? And I've often wondered, now that I'm getting to that age where things are starting to get kind of funky and weird, like I push a button, but nothing came on, I was struggling there for a while talking because I had not talked a lot, and doing this program has helped me get to where I'm talking. And but yeah, I'm scared to death of what's going to wind up. I mean, I look, in the next 5 or 10 years, what's my brain going to do?
Well, let me say,
if I'm here.
Let me say you are sharp as a tack here, and I'm glad that we're doing this podcast, not just because it's fun, but also because it's, not only
does help me.
Right, it helps you, it establishes, or it helps to reinforce your legacy. So there's a lot of good that comes out of doing this podcast, certainly.
Oh yeah.
But let me say, guys were certainly getting worse and worse, even in the years prior to you, and a lot of them lived nice, long lives and stayed sharp as a tack. So I get the feeling, Jake, with how sharp you are, that you're going to be fine.
I hope so, man. I mean, I dread thinking about the possibilities. Whew.
Well,
there's some ugly ones out there, man.
There are, and I've been around a lot of the guys, and certainly some of them, I won't name any names, but certainly some of them show signs of that.
Oh yeah.
And you are not one of them, so I'm glad for that.
We'll see.
Well, you're doing great.
Shall see.
You're doing great so far.